I have accepted the fact that one of these days I will not be relevant. And so my journey towards that irrelevancy, is very important for me, so that I don't look back with regret. As a financial, entity, uh, the messages that I could give you is that one thing for sure is change is the only constant. And especially in today's world, when you think you've figured out a good investment or you figured out a good way forward, um, things will change. And there have been very few very successful people financially who've got it right all the time. So you're not going to get it right all the time. The most important thing that I would give as a life lesson that I've learned as an actor and as is trusting the kind of people that one works with, and how you are able to identify or give the person a chance to see whether you can trust them. And on that front, I learned a lesson from a friend of mine, which was one line which just said, "Look beyond the obvious." That's a mantra that has helped me a lot. Basically, I'm saying it again: look beyond the obvious. Sometimes you'll hear people tell you a lot of things about another person. Maybe not good things. Maybe they'll say, "Oh, he's a bad guy. I don't trust him," stuff like that. And you go into a meeting or you go into a conversation with a preconceived notion about somebody, or you could meet somebody who instantly makes you feel like you dislike them. You just can't handle them. You just think that they are everything that I don't like about a person. I've always had the ability to raise beyond that immediate rejection or immediate aversion, and pursue the relationship a little more to see what makes them be like that and what I'm afraid of and why I don't like it. And in most cases, people who have been extremely helpful or instrumental in getting me a quantum leap in my life have been these people who I have given a second chance to, in terms of my own perception, to understand them and to go beyond the obvious. So if something looks most very obvious to you, then there is something behind it that is not entirely true or entirely, clear. So even in financial dealing, sometimes it looks like the most obvious deal or most obvious decision to do. My suggestion to all of you all would be to do a little more of due diligence. If it's looking too good to be true, then in all cases it probably is. If it's looking like a terrible disaster, then probe a little more and see where is the opportunity in that disaster also. So that I have done continuously in my acting career, and I have found more often than not that I've come out victorious. So, looking beyond the obvious is a mantra that I will highly recommend to all of you all in whichever sector you are, especially the financial, and see how. And the second thing is, be light enough so that you can pivot quickly. In today's world, uh, gone are the days when you could see 10 years in advance about what you can do. At your age, for instance, I'm sure when you're in your, the people who are 60 years old right now, for them, when they were young, 10 years was a lifestyle that they know they could afford. That this for 10 years, I'm going to work like this and I'm going to be like this. I will live in this house and this is going to happen. In today's world, policies and situations are changing in 10 months. And I won't be surprised if they change in 10 weeks in the years to come. So you can't be that secure about any place. You're constantly on the move, constantly on the lookout, and constantly pivoting to make the right moves and stay ahead of the curve. I think those two things is something that I would, in my humble experience, suggest to you to people in the financial sector.